What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 262, and we start today's episode off with a youth squad update, if you will, because Jonathan Beer wants to terminate his contract, and I was like, oh, okay. So I offer him a contract and we'll wait and see whether he accepts. Again, it doesn't matter at all because he won't ever play, because obviously it's our last season and he's nowhere near good enough to get into our first team and outmuscle two 85 rated goalkeepers. But he wants to terminate his contract, and I may as well just offer him one. It's not going to cost us much money, and it would kind of just seem, I don't know, like if I just let him go, it would feel like a complete waste of time. But even signing him feels like a waste of time now. But I don't know, I guess I just don't want to see youth players terminate their contracts, because it's quite an annoying feature in the game for me. Although I guess that's just one of those things you can't help. But regardless, we take on Chelsea for the first game of today's episode here in the Champions League quarter-final first leg at the Den to take on Mourinho's men. And of course, Chelsea, you guys would have seen, they got off to a terrible start at this season. They'd lost, I think they'd only had, actually I think they had only had one game, only won one game from their first 8 in the Premier League at the start of this season. But since then they've gone on a bit of a rally and they're trying to compete for a Champions League spot. But they're still a side who, have performed way underneath expectations this year. There's no doubt about that. So we definitely felt confident of winning the game and getting ourselves through to the semi-finals. And the first chance fell there, but Balabi made a good save and made another good save to deny the following chance, as the cross-in was met by the head of, I can't remember who it was, but it was a good save by the goalkeeper. And again, another good stop by Balabi there. So still 0-0, and the former Real Madrid goalkeeper making a couple of good saves. And in the 26th minute, Hazard came forward here, Thorgan Hazard, but he almost made it 1-0. But thankfully for us, it was a good stop by Lopez to keep it at 0-0. Sorry, very good save by our Portuguese goalkeeper. And he'd need a big performance after Butland's heroics in the game against Spurs. He'd need a big performance, and he made a very good save there. But both goalkeepers were playing quite well in the first half. Lopez, although he only had one real chance to deal with, he was looking very, very good every time he came out to claim the ball, if you will. And that's pretty good for a 6-foot goalkeeper. But still, it was Millwall 0, Chelsea 0 in the first half. No goals, both goalkeepers doing very well. And in the 53rd minute, Suso went down the left-hand side. He had the agility to beat his man, swung in across. Escalona couldn't turn it in with a bicycle kick. It comes out to Sterling, who crosses the ball in himself. And this time we do head it in through Escalona, who scored 2 goals after coming off the bench in the game against Spurs. So I was like, right, you played well after you came off the bench, so I'll give you a chance to start this game. Show me what you can do. And he got the goal there to make it Millwall 1, Chelsea 0. And in the 61st minute, another great chance here. Ezekiel collects the ball, cuts inside and shoots, but Balabi makes a good save down to his right hand side and turns it behind for a corner. And from that corner, Suso crosses the ball in towards Kevin Bartley, and Bartley makes it 2-0. So both goals, headers to that far post, and nothing the goalkeeper can do about it. So Kevin Bartley, the centre-back, makes it Millwall 2, Chelsea 0. And yeah, an absolutely fantastic first leg as things stand, because we'd like a couple more goals, wouldn't we all? But we know that Chelsea, despite having a relatively poor season, are still a very decent side. So I was just pleased to have a 2-goal cushion in this game. And in the 72nd minute, Junior Milanda finds Luke Shaw down this left hand side. Another good chance for a cross and head if I decide to do so, but instead we drilled across into the far post and Suso turns it in. So Suso makes it Millwall 3, Chelsea 0. 2 crosses which were headed in, and the third cross was volleyed in by Suso. Millwall 3, Chelsea 0. A fantastic performance, and we could have made it 4-0 in the 83rd minute. Wilkinson wins this header, but it's cleared off the line by Ryan Bertrand. So Millwall 3, Chelsea 0, the final score. An absolutely fantastic result. What a fantastic game at the Den. We get a massive result here, and that definitely gives us the upper hand going into the second leg at Stamford Bridge. You definitely now fancy us to be going through to the semi-finals. Although we're not putting all our eggs in one basket, you definitely feel as though we should be heavy favourites now. So Millwall 3, Chelsea 0, I'm very pleased with that. And following that, you'll see as well, Venezuela and Italy are apparently going to come in for us to manage their nation. And also another youth player wants to terminate his contract. Now John Vela wants to terminate his contract, and this guy actually looks quite good. It's a shame we won't be able to develop him, but he looks like a decent winger, and we'll go ahead and offer him a contract and wait and see what he says. But again, it basically holds no relevance, because he'll never play. The reality is he might play one game coming off the bench. He might just sneak into a squad for one game. Who knows what game it will be? You never know. But even so, the reality is he probably won't ever play, get a single minute, or even get on the bench, so it's kind of pointless. But I'd rather see the player come into the squad for the final few episodes of career mode than just let him terminate his career. But terminate his career? Jesus, that would be a bold move, wouldn't it? Terminate his contract. But regardless, we take on Aston Villa here for the second and final game of today's episode. And of course, after beating Spurs in our last league game in the last episode, we are now 5 points clear with 10 games to go, and we are on course for winning the title for the third year in a row as things stood. But Aston Villa are a side in career mode who I always seem to struggle against, particularly defensively, and that's why I wasn't surprised to see them take the lead in the 5th minute. I think it was Burke who got the goal, I'm not sure, but it was really poor defending by me. I don't know why I hesitated with Gutierrez there to head the ball away, and because of that they came forward. Butler made a good save. We couldn't deny the goal from the ball from going in the back of the net, and it's Millwall 0, Aston Villa 1. And in the 15th minute, Robinson collects the ball for Villa, goes down the right hand side, a great opportunity, crosses the ball in, and Jack Grealish at the far post makes it Millwall 0, Aston Villa 2. And the Den was just shell-shocked. I mean, I was sitting there thinking, well, it's not too much of a surprise, because I have said before, I don't know why exactly, but I always struggle against Aston Villa. But even so, 2-0 at home to Villa, we're behind 2 goals to 0. That's quite poor, so we'd have to try and respond. And in the 24th minute we had a free kick here, and Brian Carrasco was waiting for a mate before he eventually took the free kick, swung it into the centre. Great chance here as we flick the ball on, but it's a good stop by the goalkeeper, and he turns it behind for a corner. And from that corner it is Carrasco, this time in a hurry. He crosses the ball in towards Leal Gutierrez, it's headed away, the Ox collects the ball, offloads it towards Raheem Sterling, he shoots, but it goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. So Millwall 0, Aston Villa 2. And in the first half, you know, that was a really poor scoreline, and it looked as though that was how the first half was going to finish. However, in the 43rd minute, Luke Shaw fake shots around his man. He plays a great ball into Oscar Polo, who, although he gets tackled, finds Sterling. Sterling finds Shaw. Shaw crosses the ball in. Oscar Polo's header is well saved, but the Ox chips it into the back of the net and makes it Millwall 1, Aston Villa 2. So just before half time, we get ourselves back in the game. And even if we are going into half-time a goal behind, at least it's not 2 goals behind, and at least we do have ourselves a goal here, and you know, some positivity. However, directly from kickoff, Aston Villa come forward here with, you know, their version of the kickoff glitch, and Jack Grealish makes it Millwall 1, Aston Villa 3. And I was sitting there thinking, is this how the game is playing now? Is the AI doing kickoff glitches? What the hell? So Jack Grealish makes it Millwall 1, Aston Villa 3. It's not an official kickoff glitch, but it's the way they do it, and it's Millwall 1, Aston Villa 3. And I was sitting there thinking, for goodness sake, I can't stop Jack Grealish. I can't stop them scoring. Oscar Polo couldn't make it Millwall 2, Aston Villa 3. We were still behind by 2 goals in this game, and I just couldn't seem to find a way back into this game, because Aston Villa's defence was really good in the second half, and I didn't want to keep on throwing bodies forward because they were so dangerous on the attack. So still Millwall 1, Aston Villa 3, and as John Johannesson roulettes around his man here, he gives it to Brian Carrasco down his right hand side. Good opportunity, fizzes in a cross, and what a header this is by Oscar Polo. That was a brilliant header by a Colombian striker, the possible regen of Falcao. What a brilliant header that was, and Falcao would have been proud of that header. Fantastic header by the Colombian there. Great cross in by Carrasco, no doubt, but that was just brilliant. He didn't go for a bicycle kick, he didn't go for a volley, he didn't go for a chest and volley. He thought, nope, I'm going to dive backwards Superman style and try and head it into the far post, and that's exactly what he did. So what a goal by Oscar Polo, and it's Millwall 2, Aston Villa 3. So could we come from 2 goals down to get ourselves the equaliser? Well, in the 83rd minute, Matthew Wilkinson finds Luke Shaw, our left back, down his left hand side. He cuts back onto his right foot and gives it to Brian Carrasco. Carrasco then gives it to Scott Triggs down his right hand side. The man with no legs beats his man, keeps on going, fizzes in across, and Oscar Polo turns it in the centre. So what a reliable striker this guy has been for us this year. He's bailed us out on so many occasions, and he's going to do so again with 2 late goals. Oscar Polo, the Colombian striker, makes it Millwall 3, Aston Villa 3. This time not trying to do anything silly or anything skillfully, he just dives in, slides in, puts it past the goalkeeper, and makes it Millwall 3, Aston Villa 3. And in stoppage time we could have completed a fantastic comeback. Oscar Polo goes forward, but Raphael makes a great save, and then he also denies Carrasco as well. So 2 big saves by Raphael means the game does finish Millwall 3, Aston Villa 2. Very frustrated we couldn't couldn't get the winning goal in stoppage time, but at least we came from 2 goals behind to get ourselves a point, and that is better than none. So 2 late goals from Polo. I mean, we do get a draw. Yes, disappointing result, but we'll have to take it considering the fact with 20 minutes to go we were 3-1 behind. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, because of course it is much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.
I'll leave you with the full match highlights.